Hello everyone and welcome to Guild Wars 2. This is an sPVP update for you, and today we're going to be looking at the latest patch. So we have basically a new system which has just come in for the ranked team queues and the way you now go into ranked arenas. As you can see, the brand new spanking new UI that's been inserted into the game as of today, and you have lots of different options. Everything else is kind of in the same place-ish, but it's just been rearranged, and you can see there all the reward tracks still in the same place as well as the kind of arenas, and it looks just a little bit nicer, you know, a little bit of a couple of touch-ups here and there. Pretty cool really, and all in all. So as you can see there, you can access the custom arenas and whatnot, but the way you can get into PvP now is you just select on the left hand side, there is the enter PvP lobby. But as you can see now, I've just clicked on the play unranked arena, which means you have to actually enter the mists to go and queue for PvP. That's something that's new, kind of that's come back really. I mean, I guess you now have to actually stay in the mists until your queue pops, and well, until you get the actual checked mark for you to actually go in PvP. You can see now that you have an estimated queue time, or an estimated average queue time, and you can of course leave the queue as well. There's the practice custom arena, the play unranked arena, and also play ranked arena. Now you can do this solo, or you can do it as part of a party as well. But it's pretty good. I'm really liking the new UI. It looks really flashy and, you know, top notch. But as you can see now, if you do exit the mists, you actually get taken out of the queue completely. So this is encouraging people to stay in the mists, stay social in the mists as well, so that they can actually get involved and actually talk to the people in there, and, you know, kind of create another social side of the game, I guess. And actually, you know, you don't just queue from PvE land to do your dailies, you have to go there to do stuff. So getting PvE players in, maybe that want to do dailies, and getting them into this area. So because of this, there will be some new NPCs that are currently in. You currently see the Laurel vendor on the left. You also see the trading post vendor in the middle, and you do see the banker on the right hand side. So this is to enable you to, obviously you have to stay in the mist, you get loot and stuff from the reward tracks and whatnot, so you do really need to have these NPCs in here, so you don't need to leave the mist, because there are people that don't leave the mist, they only go to Lion's Arch to use these things, and it's very, very good and cool that these have been added in. It's such an awesome thing, and it seems small, but it isn't, because I've had so many times when I've had full bags and I have to go all the way to LA and just drop everything off, and it kind of annoyed me, but now that's just awesome. Got stuff in the mists, vendors and whatnot, great stuff. So as you can see now, you can enter, of course, the practice arena. As you can see there, you do go straight into that, because obviously it's not looking for a queue or anything, and of course we've got the other ranked arenas, just showing you the UI again because it's flashy and nice. So with all this said and done and whatnot, and the new UI sorted, what's it going to mean in game? So basically, people are just not going to be able to leave. They're not going to be able to leave the game, because otherwise they get something called dishonor, which they're bringing in. Now this was all described in the match flow November 21st blog post. I can just go through it actually, and you can just watch. There's just some gameplay in the background, just really for something to watch while I'm talking about it. If you want to know this info, then cool, but otherwise the main bulk of what's new I've just spoke about, but this is like the more in-depth info and stuff I'm going to talk about. I've kind of just done bullet points from the blog post, just in case you didn't read it or you've missed it, but this is quite important info, it's quite good. So first of all, rosters. So rosters have been removed. Instead, players can now queue with their party or queue alone without submitting a roster. So as you saw in the UI there, you can just immediately queue. So when you've got you're actually part of a party, I'm guessing that you'll be able to queue just like that. You don't have to submit a roster, which is pretty sweet. You don't have to wait for everyone to just accept. You can someone just invites the party, and that's it. You get to go. as you can see, the PvP UI had a massive overhaul, really. It looks nice. It's got a kind of moving graphic in the background and stuff. It looks pretty cool. Pretty happy with it. Something that's also very cool is the match prompts. Now that's a way of actually making you alert to what's going on, whether or not you've got a pop or not. So there will now be pre-match ready check and start alerts. There will be a sound alert when a match has been found in and out of the game. So if you've got the game minimized, for example, if the sound is muted, an icon will flash on the taskbar. So the actual Guild Wars 2 icon will flash. So a bit like when it's kind of flashing on the bottom bar when sometimes you start the game and whatnot, or something else, you know, like in other PvP games. When that happens, something normally pops up, you know. Kind of lets you know that it's actually, the game is actually starting. So that's actually a really nice notification, just in case you've gone out to look at something and you haven't actually got the sound, or you've got the sound muted when you're out of Guild Wars 2, because there is an option to do that, and a lot of people do that. So if people are away, don't fret, they say. There is a ready check box, so if it's unchecked, players will be replaced instead of being put into the game. So you've got to check the box in order to go into the game. If you don't check the box, you get replaced and you're out the queue. So no more people that aren't around and aren't ready to go into the game, pretty much. You must also queue directly from the Heart of the Mist, which is what I said earlier. Queuing from PvE will put you into the Heart of the Mist automatically after agreeing, of course. So leaving takes you out of the queue, as you did see before. I've got some notes. You can hear the paper rustling. Because of this, we did see the new NPCs, of course, and you did see exactly where they are, just next to the other vendors there as well. It's pretty handy to have the Laurel vendor there as well, because of course you do get the dailies and monthlies done. You can get them done in PvP as well, so that's pretty cool. So going on to Dishonor, which is what we're about to talk about. This is really to deter players from AFKing or pretty much leaving games. There's something called a timeout, and it will be issued as alongside the actual Dishonor points, given to players that do AFK or just leave the game, etc. During this, players cannot go into ranked or unranked arenas. So if you do not, basically if you leave the game or something, you're going to get Dishonor points. You're going to be timed out. It's like 5 minutes or so for the first, I think, for the first time you do it, and then it actually goes up. Like the more Dishonor you get, the worse you're off. So don't do it, because you will be kicked out. Basically, you won't be able to get in the first place to be kicked out, which is actually quite good. I like this idea. This is such a good thing for them to do. It is long term, but it does run off kind of slowly. Obviously, it's not going to run off like instantly. You just come back 5 minutes, so you're all good. You leave again, it's going to go up. Fair play. It's pretty obvious. The more players do abuse the system, of course, the more Dishonor they get, and they will also accumulate more timeout, which is what I just said. Leaving matches any time or declining a match ready prompt will result in Dishonor and timeout. So even if you don't actually acknowledge the ready up prompt, then you'll also get Dishonor. It pays to be actually there when you queue him, because that's one thing that annoys me, and I know it annoys you. I know it does. Trust me. I know. So finally, there's a last point about the that was in the blog post. It's pretty cool. I'm excited. I had to take a deep breath because it's here. Map voting. We can vote on maps, people. That means if you don't want to have Skyhammer, you can vote against it. But there is a big but here. It's more of a heavy-ended role. So, say example, you got 10 people. Sorry, you've got 10 people. Then you'll have people voting. Say you've got 3 maps like Skyhammer, Spirit Watch, and Foefire. 6 or 7 people vote for Fofire, 2 people vote for Skyhammer, and the other one votes for Spirit Watch or whatever. So there's a 70% chance on the roll, extra chance, that you will actually get that map rolled into your favour. It's not 100% like the most people vote for it, you're going to get it. It's not. It just means you've got a stronger roll towards getting your map. So it's not exactly a map voting, but it is pretty much, you know, it definitely gives you that extra oomph to getting your map. So I'm pretty sure, you know, it feels like that's going to be a big factor in how you actually get your map. So it's quite cool. So it's still a tiny bit random, but I don't know exactly how random that's going to be until we actually start to do this, which is going to be today when this comes out. But yeah, it's pretty cool. There's loads of cool stuff coming out for this. There's going to be more reward tracks in the future, I'm sure. They've mentioned in their long-time plans quite a while ago. They were talking also about leaderboards and whatnot as well, but obviously I haven't got access to that yet, so I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to just give you misinformation. There is a blog post as well about that. I will put it in the comments below, so you can have a look at that and get the info. There's a new system that they're using for the leaderboards as well. There's going to be a test season. They're testing stuff's moving on. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy, and you should be too. So this has been Jebro. This has been the PvP update, which is basically coming out today. Be happy, people. There's some good changes here that we really wanted to see. They are listening. Get involved, get in there, test it out, give me a shout, tell me what you think. Do you like it? Do you not like it? See how you go. See you soon.